Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hello everyone, Craig here with another great business to discuss on this episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. Today's guest is Simon and he's selling his affiliate business on the Empire Flippers marketplace. So welcome to the show, Simon, and how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you, Craig. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, thank you for asking. So yeah, that's great to hear, and I'm looking forward to talking more about your business. But before we dive in, let's go over a brief summary of the business. It's an affiliate business in the technology niche, created in November 2016. The average monthly revenue for the business is $5,794 and makes an average of $4,850 net profit each month. For everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 47580 to learn more about the business. Or you can unlock this listing to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing this asset. So now that I've given a general overview of the business, let's have a look at what's included in the sale. You have the domain and all the site content and files, the social media accounts and the affiliate accounts. Okay, now Simon, I would like to hear from you. So can you tell me a little about your background in building and running online businesses?
Yeah, sure. So I started building online businesses about 5 years, actually almost exactly 5 years ago in February 2015. For the last 4 years, for the first 4 years, I've been pretty much exclusively focusing on websites, affiliate websites, the one that I'm selling here being one of them. More recently, within the last 6 months or so, I started to branch out a bit into email marketing, paid ads, as well as e-commerce. I intend on building online businesses for many more years to come. So,
excellent. And how did you come up with the idea to start this website?
I knew I wanted to start an affiliate website, and my background is in technology. I was a programmer before going into building online businesses. So this kind of seemed like a natural fit to me. I knew these types of products, so it just kind of seemed like a good fit. It's something I would be able to write about. It's something I was knowledgeable about, wouldn't have to do a lot of research about. And I also knew that fairly well-paying affiliate programs behind this product.
Excellent. So you knew the subject area behind the business, and that's always a good way to go, right?
Correct. Yeah, it was just made things so much easier.
Excellent. Okay, and how does this business primarily make money?
The primary and pretty much the only way this business makes money is through affiliate commissions from the products that are promoted on the website.
Okay, and how come you chose this business model in particular?
It's just something, when I first started looking into building an online business, it's just an area that I was funneled into, I guess. Or it was basically, I took a course that was recommended by a friend, and it was about building affiliate websites. So that's essentially how I ended up running this business model.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so how come you're selling the business at this point?
The reason I'm selling is I actually have a lot of balls up in the air. I've probably overextended myself a little bit. I have 3 other affiliate websites that I'm currently running in different niches, health niches. I'm also, as I mentioned at the beginning, I've started to branch out more in email marketing and paid ads, and I recently also started an e-commerce store. So essentially something has to give. I'm just finding myself running way short on time. And unfortunately, at this point, I feel, well, unfortunately for me, fortunately, I suppose, I feel like that this specific site is my most sellable asset. So it's what has to go.
Okay, great. And you mentioned you do some sort of email marketing as well. What sort of marketing did you do for this website?
There's actually no email marketing that has been done for this website. There is no list that comes with it. The only The way traffic is attracted to the website or driven to the website is through search engine optimization, and that is the only way that the traffic is currently driven to the site. So that's essentially marketing. As far as marketing goes, if you can call it marketing, we're talking about link building and just sort of spreading the brand, trying to spread the brand across the internet, including social media to a degree. Although social media is also not a major driver.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And is there anything you learned from this business that you will apply to future sites or businesses? What did you learn from building this site that worked for you?
I learned tons. This wasn't the first affiliate site I started. My first affiliate site was much smaller scale, but this was kind of the first major affiliate site that I started. And it was basically, I learned a ton from it. It's kind of from the baby steps all the way to where I am now. So anything and everything from site structure to competitor keyword research, content research, link building, anything and everything. This website helped me learn.
Okay, and is there anything you tried that didn't work?
Being too aggressive early on. So in a sense of going after keywords that are too competitive early on. It's something I knew I probably shouldn't do, but I thought, I'll try it anyways. As time went on, I realized that sites need to grow first before, in the world of SEO, before you can start targeting higher volume keywords. So that's definitely a big lesson that I will not forget, and that will apply to any future SEO project.
Of course, yeah. I'm sure a lot of people can probably relate to that. So if you were to keep the business, what are some ways that you would try to grow it? First
and foremost, content. I probably have 100 or plus articles that I know can be put up on the site. It's just for me not having the time or the resources to do it right now. Beyond putting on content, email is a possibility. Definitely social marketing is a possibility. But yeah, first and foremost, I would say content.
Okay, and this is sort of a similar question, but different. What did you think are the major opportunities for growth with this business?
Yeah, so a similar answer, it would be content. If there's, in this specific niche, there's a lot that can be written about. I feel like I just barely scratched the surface of where the site can go. There's a lot of permutations around the products themselves, around the product uses, comparing products to each other. There's just a lot that can be written, and a lot of those subjects are fairly low competition as well. So, that's what I've been focusing on lately, as much as time permits. And that's definitely where anybody can find a lot of easy wins, I feel.
Yeah, I certainly think that would be very appealing to a potential buyer. So could you describe the amount and type of work that you do on this site for maintenance?
Yeah, so it's not just maintenance. I do still work on it a little bit. I probably spend 12 to 15 hours a week, depending on the week. And what I do on the site, I pretty much do anything and everything with the site. I write the content. I do link building. I do any sort of tech support design. I do posts to the social accounts at least once a week, just kind of to have some links out there from social media going back to the articles on the site. But there are a few, pages on the site that require refreshing without giving too much away, that need to be refreshed I would say I do it every couple of months, but it takes between 15 and 20 minutes to do those pages, and there's only about 10 of those. So basically, it's just the typical type of stuff you'll do on a website if you're running it all by yourself.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And what skills or requirements are there for someone not familiar with the niche or business model?
Business model? Well, going back to my earlier answers, I feel like going forward, the biggest thing this site needs is more content. So if somebody isn't familiar with the niche, you just outsource it. It's something I probably should have done at some point. I didn't. And were I to keep the site, I probably would. It's just at this point, there are a lot of other projects that I'm trying to focus on as well. But yeah, if somebody's not familiar with the niche, content on this subject can easily be outsourced. It is technical, but it's not overly technical. So I think not being familiar with the niche is not a problem in terms of writing content. As far as what to write content about, that is also not a huge problem. There are several competitors to the site out there, some of whom have fairly extensive I guess a lot of content on the website. So just going over a few of those sites will easily give you an idea of the type of content you can write about, or whether it's something that already exists on a competitor's website, or ideas, or basically fresh ideas, kind of like fill in the blanks type of ideas that, okay, they wrote an article about how to do X with Y. You can kind of fill in the X and the Y depending on the product you're promoting on the site itself. And the business model it's just learning how to run a website. So WordPress is what the website is on. So I guess familiarity with WordPress, unless you're going to outsource that. Building links, it's not to keep the site growing. It's probably be done. So learning how to link build, whether that's going through outreach or going through a company that will do the outreach for you. So going through the outreach yourself or going to a company that will do it for you. There are plenty of companies that can handle that. Tech support, just running down the list of sort of mentally the list of stuff I do. Tech support can also be easily outsourced. Tech support / design, I guess, any little CSS tweaks or things like that. There's nothing. I mean, I guess maybe it's a little easy for me to say coming from a tech background, but there's nothing scary being done on this site, like any huge custom code or anything to that effect. So, and then social media social media, again, it's just something I think a lot of people, if they don't know already, they can learn. There's not much to it.
Okay, great. It sounds like you don't really have to be an expert in this niche for this to be a viable acquisition for you as a buyer, really. So that's great.
No, not at all. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think you do at all.
Excellent. And what do you think are the biggest risks with this site that a buyer should be aware of?
So I think the biggest risk with this website would probably be just leaving it as is. I think it is over time, not in the immediate future, but over time, over the course of months, maybe years, unless new content is posted to the site, competition will probably take over. That said, there is content on there that has been ranking number 1 / number 2 in Google for several years that nobody has been able to knock off. The other risks are, sorry, I'm just thinking out loud here, just thinking the actual niche. I don't see that niche going away anytime soon, the technology that's being promoted on the website. So I don't believe that's a risk. So yeah, I think it's just letting the site sit, I think, is the biggest risk, like not continuing to build the site, at the very least, what I have been doing, but hopefully a lot more than what I've been doing over the last year or so.
Yeah, it sounds like you covered a lot of great points there. So just putting yourself in the shoes of the buyer, why do you think this is a business worth buying?
There's a lot of room to grow. I alluded to in one of my earlier answers. There's a lot of content that can be written, and there's a lot of relatively low competition content that can be written and put up on the site. So there is a ton of room to grow. And once the site grows even larger, that is the point at which those more competitive keywords can be achieved. And yeah, there's overall, I think the site currently and in this specific niche, if I recall, I have 13 affiliate programs. And the type of technology that this site is promoting, there are around 300 products within that niche. So it is a very large niche. There's a lot that can be done there. There's a lot of uses for it. So it's just, there's a ton of room to grow there. And just even looking at some of what the competition has done, I know there's a ton of room to grow.
Definitely, yeah. It sounds there would be plenty of opportunity for any potential buyer. Regarding the sale of this business, would you commit to a non-compete?
Yeah, I could non-compete. I do have other affiliate websites, but as I mentioned earlier, they're in a completely different niche. They're in the health niche, so it's not an area I foresee myself going back to anytime soon. So I'm perfectly fine signing a non-compete.
Okay, and how much support are you willing to offer buyers? Are you going for the standard 30 days of email and Skype support?
I can do as much as a couple of months, so 60 days even of email and Skype support. I would prefer for it to not be more than a couple of hours a week for those 60 days, but yeah, that's, and honestly, even beyond that, small questions I can probably do for another month or so.
Are you open to negotiating something like an earnout?
I guess as far as earnouts go, I would prefer to not go that way just because I would like to kind of get a clean break from this project, considering everything else that I have on the go. It's just once it's done, I would prefer for it to be done. But I'm willing to look at those types of offers. But again, with, with a caveat that it is not what I would prefer to do.
Excellent. Yeah, that was actually a great answer. And yeah, so final thing, is there anything else you'd like to share that I might have missed?
No, there isn't much else. Maybe I'm a little bit emotionally attached to this site because it was my first big affiliate site, but it's sad to see this site go. But, like I said, at this point, I feel it's like something has to give, and site is my most sellable asset at this point. So sadly, it is an ideal world. I would like to hang on to it, but it is, yeah.
Yeah, that's makes a lot of sense. A lot of sellers have the same feelings at this point. So yeah, I don't think you're alone there. But brilliant. Well, thank you very much for your time, Simon. It's been great talking to you.
Likewise. Thank you, Craig.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing has already been sold, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 47580. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.